I am African. I am from the West, the part of the world where there are sand everywhere, on the road, on the pavement. It is not always clean, but it is a place where you can find the realest of niggas in the world. We do not need vibranium because we have gold, because we have the elephant tusk, we have the great food, we have the magic, we have everything over there. The white man has destroyed our kingdom. We had the greatest of them all. The kingdom of money, the Dahomey. We had it all. We had everything. But then our own niggas became stupid. And we began depowering ourselves before the white man realized that we were a weakened tribe. And then they came along. They wiped out everything and took us. Well, they didn't take me. I mean, I'm an African. I ain't know that African-American bullshit. I'm directly from West Africa. They ain't take my ancestors, so I'm chilling. But yeah, I'm from West Africa. And the story I'm gonna tell you about is about this time I was in Africa, which is one of many. I grew up in that too. That's a motherland, baby. You know, I'm close to my roots. Unlike some of you motherfuckers out here claiming to be Irish and Italian, and then when I ask you to cook me up some Italian food instead of cooking me some tagliatelle or spaghetti carbonara, you guys out here cooking chicken parm and chicken alfredo like it's a goddamn Olive Garden. You know what I mean? So, about this one time, I was a little boy, you know, my family and I, it was a full moon night. We were coming home from a restaurant evening. We had the most lavish of European meals, all types of lobsters and beef Wellingtons and all that shit. Yes, European food in Africa, you can trust it. It's cheaper too. You know, we coming home, our stomachs were full. We only had one goal, to slaughter our beds. I'm talking, we wanted to sleep. Long day, even longer night. All that energy wasted, utilized perfectly. So you know, we're going on the road. You know, the car's going up off the bumps. They don't know what roads are over there. They know what sand is. Everything is covered in fucking sand, all the streets, unless we're talking about the city or the highway. Even them just got sand. That one thing you can say about West Africa is that it's sandy. Motherfuckers saying sand is the Arabs, but sand is also West Africans. Sand is everywhere in that. You know, we're going home on our way, and as we're turning onto our house street, I hear a hissing sound. It wasn't the AC because there was no breeze on me. It wasn't the radio static because the radio was off. So I asked my mom. I told her, Mom, what is that sound? She looks at me. She says, I don't know, little nigga. Look around. I look around. You know, the little nigga that I was, kind of stupid, kind of crazy. I thought Bruno Mars was God, all types of crazy. I see a little creature, no arms, no legs, just moving its belly above the sand, right and left, sliding, gliding, smoother than any going on a water slide. And it looked vicious, it looked malicious, and it only had one goal, to fuck shit up. This snake had the wrath of Captain Phillip, as in a black ass that hates black people, crazy robbing boats and shit, but because the snake could rob boats, the snake could kill random. When it found it to kill, or so it thought. My boy Elijah, the big African man, one of the realest gangsters I've ever met in my life, the brother who's the reason why we're alive here today. That snake had 3 attack plans, and let me tell you, all 3 of those plans fumbled like a mother. Elijah killed that nigga within the first minute they fought. Them niggas were roughing each other up like real niggas, and Elijah came out the victor. Snake's going. Snake finds Elijah and approaches him quickly. As it got super close, it leaped towards its stomach. Time slowed down. As the snake was leaping to attack Elijah, as it was attempting to penetrate its stomach with its venom, Elijah dodged that shit like Deathstroke, and the snake only penetrated the wall. And in doing that, the wall bounced off the wall. It fell on the floor, looking all stupid. I stared at the snake from the car. I started laughing, on the verge of pissing the leather seats in the car. Snake gets back up, regains consciousness. It aims for Elijah's leg, left leg, specifically. I don't know why. Probably thought it was numb or some shit, but no, boy, it wasn't. Because as it tried to bite it, Elijah kicked that on his throat. The snake fell. Again. The snake thought to himself, my only option is to kill this by biting his neck. That would be my last target. I would strike this neck and unleash all the venom within my body so that at least it would be a draw. Nigga, that failed too. The snake leaped even higher, higher than any other human being could jump. It decided to attack from the air, thinking that Elijah wouldn't see it. It aimed for the neck. Time slowed down again as the snake was flying down to its target. When it was only 6 centimeters away from Elijah's neck, Elijah somehow found a reason or found a way to struck that pussy-ass snake on his cheek by using a rock. The snake was flying slowly, and bam! Rock slapped your ass, bitch, nigga. And the snake was dead. The impact the rock had on the snake's cheek was so hard, even Santa Claus heard that shit from the Netherlands. This shit was crazy. Never seen anything like it. Moral of the story, you gotta respect the hustle. Niggas out here risking their lives for families and shit. I mean, sure, they ain't doing it for free, but hey, you gonna find some real niggas over there. Invest in a big brother to defend your house, you know? Pay him, feed his family, give him his meals, give him his money. Because this ain't slave age. I don't know what you think this is, motherfucker. Yeah, bro, and go to Africa too. I know this story will probably make you think the opposite, thinking, I ain't trying to get attacked by a snake, but mind you, I've been to Africa many times, ever since I was a little boy. I'm like 2 decades old, and let me tell you, that only happened once. I used to live in Africa too, so yeah, go to Africa, invest, buy some land, build their countries up and shit. And you may be wondering, why should I fucking do it if my grandparents are Irish and Italian? Mother, you go to Ireland, you go to Italy, you fucking lost. You go to Africa, at least you can use your money to buy yourself some fucking property. And now, if you are a melanated brother or sister, hey, it's a perfect opportunity to reconnect with your roots. I mean, it may not be the country where you're from, but hey, motherfuckers look like you. Motherfuckers could probably cook like you. And they can fight better than you, despite not having Glocks and shit. They do, but this ain't America, you know what I mean? But yeah, go to Africa.